Hey guys, welcome to Denny's. Today, we're going to be going into episode 6 of the weekly Loot Cave series, the series where I go over the most efficient farms for some of the most notable drops every week in the first Descendant, so be sure to stay tuned. And before we get into it this week, guys, remember to like the video if it helped, comment any feedback you have on how I can improve down below, and please subscribe if you feel that I have earned it today. If not, next time I will, so please stay up to date with the channel. Also, don't forget to check me out on Twitch as I am live 6 days a week. I absolutely love chatting and gaming with each and every one of you guys. It has been a blast. Don't forget also to check out the Denny's Community Discord and my Patreon. All links are in the description below. We've once again upped the ante this week. We've got the most efficient farm for every single Descendant available in the game currently as it stands right now, as well as the 2 components available this week. I do want to start out by saying, as far as the components, I'm trying a new concept here where we don't go over the components beforehand. We just jump right into the farms and I explain what roles I will be going for. Specifically this week, we're going to dive into, I'm needing some farming roles, but without further ado, let's hop right in. So we are going to start off with the first component available this week. It is the auxiliary power available in the abandoned zone in Echo Swamp, and it is the environment contamination zone mission. This is a Georgie W farm, guys. Everybody knows this farm. It's amazing. You get a lot of gold. You get a lot of Kuiper. It's very fast, 30 seconds. You're going to get a ton of Aux Powers here. As far as the roles I'm going to be going for, it's going to be the module drop rate increase and the Kuiper increase secondary roles. I'm going to try to get both of these guys golded out this week. This is mainly going to be for my bunny for farming. I believe this is actually going to be what I run 100% of the time. I'm going to be going for the max HP primary role as well. And let's segue over to the sensor this week. So available from the Remnant in Agna Desert this week. It is going to be not the best mission. It's the abandoned reconstruction site. This mission is one of those bomb missions where you have to take them to the points. Now, it is pretty solid, but it's definitely not the best. As far as roles and what I will be going for, I'm going to be going for a max HP primary role, followed by max MP and a consumable drop rate increase. I really want to double gold these out for my bunny, because obviously having that max MP on bunny is imperative for farming. And then consumable drop rate is a must, especially recently. I'm finding myself farming a lot of the energy activator materials, and some of them are not 100% drop on hard mode difficulty. So I'm definitely going to try to get that gold consumable drop rate mixed with the max MP. It's going to be pretty tough, but I'm hoping that I can get it. Just a really, really good roll overall, and I believe everybody should be going for this. And then we are going to jump right into reactors this week, guys. Again, we've got a reactor for every single Descendant in the game this week. So first and foremost, we're going to start it off with Lepic and Esiemo. So we've got an impact reactor dropping from the Fallen Theater in Kingston. This is going to be the mission of choice. It's going to be the Vulgus occupied buildings. Again, another decent farm. It's an extermination mission. So you've got a lot to work with here. You can do it very quickly. It's very easy. You get a lot of drops in a really short amount of time. Very sleeper farm. Obviously not a lot of choice in this zone, but very good farm. As far as roles, I'm going to go for on Lepic. I mean, I already have my ideal role on Lepic. I am missing the crit damage and skill, or excuse me, the crit damage and skill damage to Colossus. So that is something I might be going for. But more importantly for Esiemo, I actually want to go for cooldown reduction, fire boost, and range. I believe that that's going to be a pretty solid choice. As far as weapons, pretty much whatever I get, I would be happy with. Obviously, Nazistra's Devotion is probably ideally what I want to get on them, but I digress. So we are going to segue over to the next reactor available from the Moongrave Basin. This is going to be in White Knight Gulch. This is Bunny's Impact Blue Beetle, ideally, reactor, and this is an amazing mission for any of my OG fans. This is going to be the OG Loot Cave video that I made right when I first started making videos on YouTube. This mission is the water cooling recording device. An amazing mission. It's kind of finicky. If you want to get this mission going, you're going to have to go and basically capture the first zone, and then you're going to have to let them basically stand on it. So you don't want too much range because you've got to let some mobs stand on it. And you have 4 minutes of free reign. You can just go and farm as many mobs as you want back and forth, as you can see in the background footage. A ton of drops from here this week, guys. So if you are looking for the Blue Beetle drop for Bunny this week, where you utilize your first ability to activate the fusion and you get some extra crit, this is definitely the week to do it. This is an amazing farm this week. So definitely a good farm. This is another Georgie W farm. And then let's move on to the third set of Descendants and Reactor that we will be farming. So this is going to be for Ajax, Kyle, and Luna. We've got the mining site in Agna Desert. The mission is going to be the mining beacon. Now, obviously, I'm mainly going to be going for Ajax and Kyle. The Luna, I'm not really too sure with Luna how this is going to fit in. But for Ajax and Kyle, I know that I am going to want to go for skill cost and non-attribute damage just because the way that Ajax works. Now, as far as Kyle, might not need skill cost, probably just going to go for the tech damage and non-attribute damage, or maybe some kind of range increase. But overall, I really am looking forward to playing Ajax's Hulk Smash build, where you just run around exploding and launching and leaping and just doing a ton of AoE damage. So a really good week for this. Obviously not the best, but a decent barrier deactivation mission to farm it. And then as far as Luna, guys, again, I don't want to really put out any info. I don't really know what to get for Luna. I just know that her first ability is tech, and you do more damage with it. So not going to say much for Luna. If you guys know anything about Luna and you know what you should be going for, please comment down below as far as what you should be going for Luna's tech and non-attribute. But let's skip over to the next available reactor. This is going to be the Viessa, potentially Hailey reactor, available from the converter facility in the fortress this week. This is actually going to be a Valby outpost farm. Now, not a lot of people know about this one. It's not the best Valby outpost farm because the boss likes to move around a lot, and he definitely likes to walk into your puddles. You're definitely going to want to just reduce your range again and reduce your damage again this week. All I do is put on 1 damage mod, and I put on no range mods, and just make sure that I have cooldown and duration to have permanent uptime on my cleanup ability. And as you can see, just go around the very outer edge as close as you can to the wall. I obviously didn't really have a lot of luck with him. He died in the middle of the mission each time I tried to do this, but you do get a ton of these before he dies. I was getting 9 to 13 ultimate reactors before the boss actually died each time, so it's worth waiting the minute, in my opinion, for the mission to reset if you do kill the boss. But a really, really good farm. In my opinion, it is a Georgie W farm just because of how many you are getting. Now, as far as the drops and the rolls that I'm going to go for, Secret Garden all the way. Skill cost, maybe CDR, maybe chill boost. That's kind of what I'm going to be looking for. That's what you guys should be looking for as well. But nonetheless, a really, really good farm, and one that might be pretty exciting, especially if it is if Hailey ends up being fusion. It would be actually quite kind of cool because we would have a reactor ready for her. But I digress. Let's move on to the next available reactor. This is going to be the Jayber, Valby, Gley, and Enzo. This is the reactor available from Misty Woods in Echo Swamp this week, and it is the Hazy Swamp Extermination mission. This mission was available last week as well for one of the farms, and it is a really, really good mission. Very sleeper. It's an extermination mission where every mob spawns very close together. You're getting a ton of drops, and you also get the red brains. Obviously, not a lot of us need the red brains because of one of the crazy farms over there, but obviously that being the abandoned zone farm, but we have a really good farm here nonetheless. Now, as far as the rolls, for Jayber, I'm going to be going for range and CDR. For Valby, I'm going to be going for range and non-attribute boost. Gley is going to be CDR, cooldown reduction, and duration. Now, as far as, I just want to make sure you guys understand, when I'm saying CDR, I mean cooldown reduction. And then Gley, I appreciate everybody who commented in last week's Weekly Loot Cave because you guys gave me a good idea for Gley. Now, I know that you take CDR and duration on her. And then as far as Enzo, this is for his explosive drone build. This is going to be a range and CDR build. Once again, for me, I'm probably going to target that if I go for Enzo this week. A lot of Descendants in one farm here. A pretty solid farm, honestly, altogether. I would say it's not the best, but it's still very good. But we are going to move on to the next farm available. This is going to be for Freyna. This is going to be Freyna's mobbing god build. This is a Secret Garden dropping this week, a special toxic reactor. So Secret Garden is amazing for Freyna for mobbing. Now, what you're going to want to do is go to the Muskeg Swamp in the Echo Swamp. The Tree of Truth is the mission that we are going to be doing. And my roles that I'm going to, now, before I get into the roles, I just want to say this mission is not amazing. It's got a lot of verticality, so you're jumping up and down. You're not getting as many kills as other missions, but it is still very decent. I think that it's not the worst, but it's middle tier, I would say. But as far as the roles, what I'm going to be going for is CDR, cooldown reduction, again, duration, toxic boost, or tech boost. If I can get any combination of those guys, I'm going to be happy with Freyna's mobbing build, particularly duration and cooldown reduction. I think that's probably going to be the most enjoyable, just because she does a lot of damage once you start to get some stuff with her. Obviously, guys, Ultimate Freyna comes out next week, so definitely farm one of these. If you were to ever be farming this week, this would be the reactor to farm for Freyna, Ultimate Freyna's mobbing potential, because it is going to be insane. Definitely farm this one. But let us move on over to the next reactor available this week. This is going to be Sharen's Fusion Reactor Electric. This is going to be available from the Derelict Covert in the Echo Swamp. This mission is going to be the Verdant Greenery. Now, what I'm going to be going for is a Thunder Cage with crit hit chance and crit hit damage. I already have a Python with crit hit chance and crit hit damage, but I would actually prefer to have the Thunder Cage with Sharen because it just clears mobs a little bit better than the Python, and Python doesn't really have any synergies with Sharen. I could go for CDR as well as Electric Boost as well. I was going to try that out for a little bit of a different build with her. But nonetheless, the Verdant Greenery is a solid mission. It's really fast. All the mobs spawn in the exact same spot. So High Voltage Bunny, jump in there and just kind of go in circles every single time. They're going to spawn in the same spot, and then you can restart it very quickly because it's right next to where the mission ends, the starting mission of the mission is. And then let's hop over to the next reactor. This is going to be the Blair Reactor for the week. So this is the restricted zone in the Stair Lands, and the mission is going to be the barracks. Not the best mission. It's an extermination mission, probably the worst mission this week in my opinion. But nonetheless, it's here. If you want to farm for Blairs this week, then this is the one to do it. You're basically just running around with high voltage on the ground and just waiting for them to drop. It takes a while. You don't get a lot, but it's an extermination mission, so it's still a pretty good choice. As far as rolls, I'm going to be going for the probably crit hit chance and crit hit damage because of how well that it scales with Blair. And then maybe mix some Colossus damage in there with crit damage or CDR and fire boost if I want to do some mobbing with him. But that is going to be it for the mission and Blair. And then we are going on to the final reactor available this week, guys. This is going to be for Yujin, his fusion abilities, his second and fourth ability, available from the mountaintops in the White Knight Gulch. You have got the classic, the Borderline of Truth mission. Now, everybody knows this mission. You get blue brains. You have a ton of elites here. You have a ton of mobs in general. If you don't have MP Collector, you can get MP Collector. Now, obviously, nothing available as far as non-attribute and singular this week, so this is going to be for the fusion abilities for Yujin, which is mainly going to be focusing on if you're a support, because obviously his second ability transforms into a singular ability if you go the mobbing build. So this is not for Yujin's mobbing build. This is going to be more if you are focusing on straight up supporting as Yujin. I'm going to go for Divine Punishment because it is a general rounds week here this week. And that is going to be paired with skill cost and cooldown reduction. I think that's going to be pretty godly, to be honest, with Yujin. The way that the Divine Punishment works, mixed with the skill cost and CDR, I think that's going to be pretty much best in slot for Yujin. Let me know if you guys found anything else. I haven't played a lot of Yujin yet, so you can't really take my word for that. I just think that in my head that works pretty well. But that is pretty much it, guys. There is no non-attribute and singular reactor this week at all available for Enzo or Luna, unfortunately. So kind of sad, obviously, for Yujin's mobbing build as well. Not a single one available. Very sad, but nonetheless, that's every single Descendant and a reactor efficient farm this week. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I try to do a little bit better this week. Let me know what I can improve on. Don't forget to give it a like. You're probably seeing the Patreon end screen right now. Shout out to you guys. Honestly, absolutely insane. I really appreciate it. And to everybody who made it this far, everybody who's watching, obviously I wouldn't be doing this without you guys. So I seriously appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, great rest of your week. And I can't wait for season 1, man. Let's see what happens. I'm out of here, guys. Peace out. Goodbye.